My husband acting real silly. If you haven't guessed, this is going to be our first guest today, and his name is Ian White. Come on the show, because you already making me about to fall off the chair laughing. Say what's up.
Hello.
So we're going to continue with that topic of getting your life right, and self-work is the best work. So today particularly, I felt like in order to work on yourself, you kind of need to know what you need to work on. And it's a process that goes along with that. And I think our conversation today is going to be focused on how we get, what is the process to how you kind of come to grips with what's wrong with you. Because a lot of times, like, we are really, really sensitive to people telling us when something is not right with us. And we take offense to it. Like, if my friends or somebody says something like, you always late, you always, you don't never follow through what you say you're going to do, or you're not disciplined enough. Like, I feel like growing up, I was in a single parent household. When my mom would say stuff to me, I would get real sensitive. I was like, no, I'm not really like that. But as I got older, sometimes you have to be able to come to grips with some things that you struggle with to become a better you. And especially when it's people that tell it to you that love you. But we're not even talking about that. We're going to talk about how do you identify it within yourself. That might actually be from somebody telling you that there's an issue somewhere. But it has to come up to a point in your life that something pushes you to a point where you identify or say something's wrong with me and I need to change this in order for me to be my best self and live my best life. So what do you think about that? What do you think about what makes people kind of realize that something is wrong with them? Do you think they take offense when other people say it to them?
Let me throw a disclaimer out there. This is just my personal opinion. Throw that out there.
It's fine.
Alright, because I disagree with 90% of what you just said.
And that's why we got you on the show.
Alright, because I find that the only way for most people to find out when something's wrong with them is through what other people say. I mean, not what everybody say. I'm talking about, like, everybody should have at least 3 or 4 people that they trust. That they don't mind taking their opinion or listening to what they might say about it. Like, because it's this thing called denial that most people have, and it's hard to pinpoint what you need to work on when you got that thing called denial. Some people are walking around the day with denial, they're living in it, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm one of them people. So I need somebody to, I tell you like this, the best way I can explain, like, if my wife say, hey yo, you starting to be late to every daggone thing, I might ignore for a minute. I'm being honest, I might be like, she don't know what she talking about.
I'm really the late one though.
Alright, well, you told her yourself.
That's my flaw.
Well, if she say I'm late to everything, I might ignore the first 3 times, but I'm not gonna forget that she said it. You know what I'm saying? I might even get offended by it, like, oh, and we might even yacht over it. But
that's a new word, yacht.
New word. Anyway, but if my boss telling me that I'm late, you know what I'm saying? I might even get mad at him. I might even say something like, boy, this is my first time being late. You know what I'm saying? But usually if 2 or 3 people say the same exact thing about me, that's when I usually be like, hey, maybe I need to look at this. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying that in order for you to realize that it's a problem with something that you do is by confirmation from 3 people, right?
Yeah.
3 people that you trust, not 3 people that...
Not saying I trust my boss.
Yeah, because like, but his opinion probably holds value because
That's how I get paid.
Right, and that's important. So,
like how you said, that's important.
It really is important. Especially when you're an adult, you ain't got no money, you can't pay no bills.
Gotcha.
Right, so, well, he said he needs 3 people to confirm that he really respects their opinion.
Just because it's 3 people don't mean I sit around and wait for somebody else to say the same thing. I might ask them too, like, hey, yo, do you think I like them? Do you think I procrastinate, or do you think I'm late to everything? I might ask that type of question. I think other human beings, see, we not on this earth by ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't just be sitting around here thinking what I think about me. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, is what other people think about you does matter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking
Take the time.
I'm talking specifically about people that you trust opinion, because you got people out here that will tell you anything. There's some people out here that try to break you down or whatever. But just for me, find 3 people that you trust and know their opinion is gonna be straight truthful and from the gut with you.
All right. So now you say that it has to be 3 people that you trust. So what do you say to those people who, because everybody doesn't really know what a trustworthy person is. What is a trustworthy person to you? Like,
that's a very good question.
What's a trustworthy person to you? Because some people trust anybody.
Let's say it.
And everybody.
You know, let's say it. Really.
And
honestly, I don't have the answer to that, and I'm not even gonna sit here and try to make one up. You know, you just know.
So when you waiting for these 3 confirmations of something.
Don't say waiting, because I said something.
Oh, so you say you wasn't waiting.
Right.
So how long over a period of time, like if I said something to you, like if there was a flaw in yours, which I don't believe it is, of you being late to something. You always late, you always procrastinate. How soon after I say that to you are you going to go ask somebody, hey yo, do it seem like I'm always procrastinating on stuff? Would you do it like that same day? I mean, if you go to work tomorrow.
Well, see, you can't use you in that example, because 9 times out of 10, I don't really go to other people about you. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you try to keep it between us?
Yeah.
So what do you go to when there's something about me?
To the Lord.
You go to the Lord? All right. You said you didn't agree with what I said about not needing other people to help you find that it's a problem within you. Do you feel like that's a male perspective? That's how males feel in general, or is that just you? Do you feel like females find more flaws within themselves easier than males?
I think more females find flaws in everything than males.
Not just themselves. Other people too.
Yeah, that's how I feel, but not talking about my baby. But no, like I said, I threw that disclaimer out there. I'm gonna talk about what I think, in my opinion. I'm not gonna speak for all men or anything like that.
Yeah, but I do, speaking from my own experience. Well, I'm a female, if y'all didn't know. Speaking from my
that was a different jokes right there.
You can check in that. Shut up. Speaking from experience, I don't know if this is every female, but I feel like we more on a tip of like.
On a tip.
Like on the tip, I'm real self-reflective. I'm harder on myself than I am on other people, and people may not see that I'm that hard on myself. I may not show it to other people, but even after I record this show, I'm probably going to look at the video and be like, I could have did this, I could have did that, I could have did this. Mm-hmm. Even if I can, like, I'm actually the one that has the late flaw. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me, y'all. I be late. Like, I can wake up 3:30 in the morning, get my husband up. Well, I don't get him up. His alarm go off. But get up.
She get me up because I don't listen to that alone.
I'll attempt to help him get up and like start fixing his lunch. Then every single day, I lay back down and go to sleep.
And
Don't
she makes
say
her own lunch as well too. She doing this smoothie thing. I don't want y'all to think I got a slave and
Oh,
making my
yeah.
own.
I be making my own. I be making my own lunch too.
Which is why I say make it at night. You know.
Yeah, he did. That was a flaw of mine. I was waiting till the last minute to do everything. I was trying to make his lunch, my lunch, get the kids' clothes together, do everything, and wonder why when I lay back down, I ain't get back up on time, and I end up like frazzled in the morning, rushing out the door. We got rain when I'm outside, and my husband, you know, you can talk to people through rain. So he looking through rain like, you still at the house? You ain't leave yet? And I'm like, I don't know, I need to do better. I need to do better. But keep repeating the same thing. But I think, like last week was a point where, like I talked to my son. My son, we be getting in the car in the morning, right? And he's like, am I going to be late again? I be feeling bad as a parent. I be feeling like a failure. And so I was like, no, you gonna be late today, but this won't be the last time. But last week I kind of got fed up with myself, and ain't nobody really had to say it to me. But I feel like when your child say it to you, I already knew it was an issue within me being late. But to really change it, I was like, man, I gotta make sure my son is to school on time because I really don't want him getting kicked out. I'm looking at his report card. He got like 15 tardies, and it's not his fault, it's my fault. And as well as getting to work on time, and I just can't do that no more. And then me to know that I was disappointing him was like the last straw. And I was like, you know what, I really gotta do better, because if I want to be a better person, if I don't want to be frazzled every morning and go being angry all day long because it's my fault I didn't get up in time enough, and I'm rushing, making probably dangerous decisions while I'm driving, that I needed to make some changes. I realized that I needed to get up earlier. A flaw of mine is being late. In order to make some changes, I had to get up earlier. So my husband, sometimes it's good to have an accountability partner when you want to make a change. So my husband, like, 2 or 3 days, started probably like Tuesday. He started calling me after he left the house to say, are you up yet?
I ain't about to say it.
What you saying?
I said get up.
He told me to get up.
I asked him a question.
He told me to get up. So I ain't gonna lie. The first day he called me, I was like, yeah, I'm up. And I went back to sleep for like 15 minutes. But then when I got up after that, I got my stuff together because I started doing the thing by like making my lunch and his lunch. I've been making his lunch, but I was making my lunch too at night and trying to get the stuff ready at nighttime. And then I would wake my son up and wake my daughter up, and everything was already together. And I had that extra time because I got up on time. And I was earlier. I wasn't on time as I wanted to be, but my son was on time for school. And I was earlier for work. And this week, we probably gonna do the same thing. But I'm gonna try to get up even earlier so I can have some time to maybe pray, meditate, listen to some music. No, I don't be praying before I leave the house sometimes. That's what happens when you get up late. You don't have time to do nothing. You
ain't
just
got
be
time
rushing.
to talk to the Lord.
You ain't got time to talk to the Lord.
Okay.
You ain't got time to talk to nobody. And then I be getting mad at my kids because then when I'm ready to leave, my daughter be having a temper tantrum, falling out on the floor.
So you being too honest.
It is what it is. But I feel like...
Are you the guest?
No, I ain't the guest, but just a conversation.
I go for it, baby.
So, what do you think the process is once somebody actually... You said you need 3 confirmations from a person to know that you need to change. To kind of confirm that this is something that's a flaw from people that you trust. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you get them confirmations, what do you do next? I said what I did. What do you do?
and I get the 3 confirmations.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I'm a little angry. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still fighting with that denial thing. It's like, man, they don't know what they talking about. This, that, and the fourth. But like I said, it is 3 people I trust. And after that, you know, I try to sit and think about it. Is there a better way I can do this? Is there another way that I can do this? Or I might even go back to the people and ask them more questions. How would you do it? Or how do you do it? You know what I'm saying? Or you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No. Do y'all know what I'm saying?
So so if it was, like you said, being on time, how do you make sure you're on time for work every day? That's what you're gonna ask them if that's your flaw?
Yeah.
And then once they tell you what you did, do you feel like when you get the steps to do something, are you the type of person that...
I'm not late though, so it's really hard for you.
Well, give me an example that's actually real.
Since I already told you I deal with denial, I don't know. Oh shit! Tell me, baby. Is there something that you want me to work on? We live on the air. Put it out there.
Cleaning up after yourself. You ain't want me to say that.
Cut. What do you mean?
So what 2 people you about to go ask?
It's denial, baby.
Oh my god. So what steps would you take?
Well, hold on. What do you mean I don't clean up after myself? Let's put it up there. So
Well, I've seen him clean up after himself before. I really have. It's something that he actually does sometimes, but
Thanks.
I feel like when he get home from work, and maybe I don't take into consideration that he be tired.
You're
not gonna be making excuses about people. But he be tired though, so he really don't need to.
Enabler.
I'm sorry. So, yeah, you pretty much just come in the house and just, once you go upstairs, your clothes still be on the floor, and the hamper be right next to them, and sometimes you don't put them in there, or you'll go in the bathroom, take a shower, and like your clothes be in the bathroom.
Okay.
It's like you just leave stuff where you are, and I know at some point I don't try to say something to you. I try not to say something to you as soon as you do it because you need time to get yourself together. But I'm thinking like maybe by tomorrow or by the end of the night you might pick your stuff up. But sometimes it don't happen. And I ain't gonna lie, most of the times I say something to my husband about something that irritates me, that I see repeatedly, he will try and make changes. I will say that's the first one. He's one of the first people I met in my life that actually will honestly, because I used to get mad because he be like, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that tomorrow. He will say, I'm going to work on that. He does say that. But I actually, more so than saying, I see the doing differently.
I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so is there anything else you want to say? You never gave us the steps. What would be the steps to make a change? It don't have to be just for that. What do you feel like the steps you have to do to make a change? Do you have to make something a habit? Do you have to do, have this rule of 21 days, something becomes a habit?
21 days? They just shortened that up. I thought it was 28 days.
Oh, 28 days. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 28 days? Do you name some things you feel like it takes?
The main thing is just doing it. Like I think that's the biggest issue with people. Once you find that there's a problem, the hardest thing is to start actually working on the problem. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to come up with all these 1,000 different ways you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Start by trying to do it first. That's what I do. I'm an action type of guy. At 33, yeah, maybe 13 years ago I wasn't, but at 33 I'm more of a take action type of person. Once I find that it is a problem, like say them 3 confirmations or whatever, I try to, work on it, That's my step. I don't, unless I do that disclaimer out there, like, that's just how I do it.
Mm. So do you feel like if it was something you found out the flaw, and there's something you're working on, and like, you messed up, what you going to do? You beat yourself up if you mess up?
No, I don't beat myself.
You just try again tomorrow?
Yeah.
And you keep trying until you get it. For the most part.
For the most part, yeah.
You don't give up. Be like, I just can't change.
Oh no, you can't do that. No one likes a quitter.
Right. No one likes a quitter. So, if y'all take those steps with you, once you identify, it's not whatever. Once you identify what the issue is, according to my husband, you gotta find 3 people that you trust to confirm that actually is the issue. He finds out that something may be wrong with him from other people saying stuff.
Yeah.
I'm more of an internal person. There's some things that I feel like if I keep like on my lateness, if it's affecting me.
I can't say that's eternal because you said when you just said the action, kind of like put it up.
But I already knew it was an issue.
Yeah, right. But you didn't.
He actually made me change.
All right.
So I'll say that
All
for
right.
me, I kind of already realized the issues within me because I'm really hard on myself. But like, what make me change so I guess it's kind of like his in a way, is when some people's opinions that I really value,
not just trust, like people that I like that word.
Opinions that I value say something to me as well that I really respect, especially my son, because like we all have parents or have people that have raised us. And sometimes when our parents say things to us, we feel like they nagging. Even though, I don't know, sometimes your spouses will feel like they nagging. But for me, my child, like whatever he sees me do is what that's what his roadmap to how he should act. So if I'm if I'm a parent in his life, continuously making him late, he gonna think it's okay to be late. And that's not a habit I want him to take into the rest of his life. I want him to realize that first, parents are not perfect. I'm not perfect. And that being late is not okay. It happens sometimes. We do things that are wrong sometimes, but that doesn't mean that you should keep doing them. And you should care about your son being, I should take pride and respect the fact that he needs to be to school in a timely manner, because my decisions are affecting him, because it's affecting his attendance, it's affecting his report card looks like, it's affecting how he feels about himself when he goes into school and everybody looking at him like he is a late person, but that's not even his fault, it's my fault. So I think that's kind of what made me change, even though I knew it was an issue already, that I really didn't want him thinking that it was okay. But I hope you guys learned something from us. I know it was kind of all over the place, but it was more of a conversation. It really wasn't too much of asking questions, but I think that it was a good conversation. What do you think?
Yeah.
So we want to thank my husband for coming on the show. Thank you, husband. That was a real point.